Hello everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. I just want to upload this quick video and also want to apologize because I haven't posted anything in a while, and that's because I was sick, and I know I'm making excuses right now, but let's get into it. So let me show you first one of the problems that I found on the platform is that it doesn't allow you to add more than 2 light boxes in the same page. So what I'm going to show you today is how to create your own light box without using the platform's app, so that way you can upload pretty much anything. So let me show you the first example. This is one, right? So as you can see, it looks like a light box, it behaves like a light box, but it's not. I added a second one here, so you can add as many as you need. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. It's going to be very easy, and it probably is going to take you about maybe 10 minutes to create. The code is going to be very basic and simple, so I'm going to show you everything. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to go to the page that you're going to be adding these light boxes. That's how we're going to name them, but technically they're not a light box. So once you're on the desired page that you want to use for the light boxes, we're going to go on developer mode. This is important to do because if you don't do this, you're not going to be able to see the tools that I'm about to show you, which is this part right here. And if you're already familiar, then ignore this step. But for anybody that's new, make sure that you go here, you turn on the developer mode, and once you see the left side tool, it's going to look something like this. You can just click on here and it will minimize, and then for this one as well, you can just minimize it for now, and then we're gonna start adding the things that we need. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go here on the plus button, and we're gonna go where it says box. Then you wanna go on container boxes. Make sure you're on this section because the other ones are not gonna work. So once you're on container boxes, you're gonna add your box, and then you're gonna just make it the size that you want it. And what it's gonna do is you can position this anywhere you like on the screen, because that's where it's gonna show once you start creating your design. So let's go here and let's move it to let's move this one back so it's not on the way. So let's say you want it to show right here, then that's where it's gonna be. Now one thing is, when you add this, I will suggest to do it last, just because it's gonna be on the way while you're designing. So this is something you want to do once your whole website looks and is completed. So once you have this, we're just gonna change this design. Let's say I want to use a different color. Want to use something like let's use something like a little blue. There you go. And let's say I want to use a form or a subscribe button. So what I'll do is I'll go here where it says forms, and then once you're in this section, you can add anything, but we're just gonna add something small. So we're gonna add this subscribe button right here, and then we're just gonna drag it right here. Now as you can see, this is bigger than the box, so I'll either minimize this, or I can always adjust the box according to the size of my form. Now this can be used with anything, so if you want to add an image or something, doesn't matter, so you can leave it there. Make sure it's attached to the box, and then we're gonna add an image, so that's way you see what it's gonna look like. We're gonna add an image right here, and let's use one of these ones. I'm gonna use that one, and then we're gonna minimize this. We're gonna attach it here to the box, and then now that I see this logo, the color, I don't like it much, so I'm gonna change the design, and I'm just gonna make it white, and I'm gonna give a board that's gonna be like some type of dark blue, and then I can make the width something like that. So once you have everything here, you need a button to close this window once it opens, correct? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here where it says decorative, and then we're gonna find an X. So we're gonna go here, add an X, and we can use whatever design. Let's use this one. And then you can again use anything. It could be also an image of an X. If you go again here, you're gonna find out there's other options. So some icons here. You can do X as well, and then you have something like this. So you can use pretty much anything you want. We're gonna delete this one, and we're gonna make this one a little smaller. We're gonna attach it right there, and then now you have your X, everything is there. So the first option I'm gonna show you is by having a button that when it gets clicked, it shows this container. The second option I'm gonna show you is to have this appear by itself. So you have two options there. You can either have a button that's gonna make it appear once they click on it, and the other one is just gonna appear after a certain time. So let's keep this one there, and let's say we want to use let's change this button right here, and we're gonna add another one that's gonna say subscribe or join. So we're gonna use this one right here. We can say subscribe. Okay, we're gonna change the color so it looks brighter, and we're gonna do some kind of red. There you go. Okay, so this is what we want to do. Whenever we click this button, we want this box to show up. So now once we have everything, we're gonna open this toolbox right here, and you're gonna see this option right here. So you can delete this, we're not gonna use that. And then the first thing is we want to name this button. Okay, so right now it says button night. So for you to not get confused or anything, we're just gonna change it to subscribe, and then button 1. Let's say you have multiple buttons, so you name it. Okay, so now you have that, and then this one, this is box number 3. We're gonna change it to actually, because we're gonna have only this subscribe one, so we can just say box subscribe 1. Now just keep this in mind, and this is super important. This is case sensitive, so if you're using capital or lowercase, make sure you stay on lowercase, because if not, you're gonna start having problems. The code is not gonna work. So okay, so now that we name our main box and we name our button, now we can start. So the first thing we're gonna do is when I click on this button, once you see the ID, it's right there, you're gonna click this option which it says on click, and then we're gonna add this event. So once you do that, this is gonna show up right here. We can delete this, we don't need it. And then right here inside, we're gonna type the following. We're gonna do money W, then we're gonna open this, and then gonna do hashtag, and then it's gonna be the name of this box, which now it's box subscribe 1. So you can see it's already showing right there, because you're putting the name of this box right there. And then you're gonna go that, and then we're gonna click show, and then just click where you see show and it says promise. You just click enter, and now it's done. So what we're saying is whenever we click this button, we want this box to show up. Now the second thing you need to do is click on the box, and now you're gonna click this option which says hidden. Once you do that, it's gonna hide it. So we're gonna preview, we're gonna minimize this, and we're gonna preview to test it. And that's the first step, okay? So once you're here, as you can see, the box is not there yet. But if I click here, now it show up where I want it to be. So ideally you wanna have the box closer to the button, because the box is gonna show anywhere you put it on the page. So now everything is there. But if I go here and I try to click, this button is not working. So we're gonna activate this button too. So we're gonna go back to the editor, and then to have an easier way to work with the box, I will click on the box one more time and then remove this section right here. I mean, unselect this option right here. And then once I unselect this, it's easier for me to work on the box. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna click enter again. Now you're gonna be on the number 5. Or it doesn't matter what number you're in here, but you just wanna go to the next line. You're gonna click on your vector. And then as you can see here, is the name of this one is vector image 5, but we're gonna name it as closing button. Okay. You can have this as a capital if you're doing a second word, or you can leave it lowercase, but just keep that in mind. We're gonna name it 1 as well, just because in case you have multiple pop-up screens on your website, then that's why it's not gonna be confusing. So once you do that, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna add an event. So you're gonna click on this option right here, and then you're gonna add it. Once you add it, I'm gonna delete this right here. We don't need that. And then we're gonna go inside this option, okay? And you're gonna go and do the same thing. You're just gonna type money W, and then gonna open a parentheses, gonna do this hashtag, and then we're gonna type box subscribe 1, okay, because this is the box that we want there. Then we're gonna go and then we're gonna click that and then hide. As you can see, super simple code, very easy. Now we're gonna test it and see how it works. So when you come up here, you click this button, right? Now you have your new pop-up right here. And then if I go here and I click on it, it closes it. So it's working properly. So you can do this as many times as you need, and it's gonna work. Versus having to add the regular Lightbox that you will normally add with the Wix platform. It's gonna prevent you to have multiple Lightboxes on the same page. So if you've been trying to add multiple Lightboxes for many different reasons, then this is the way to go around it, or the way that it will fix that problem for you. Now, let's say you wanna add a second one, will be the same thing. What I will do is I will copy this, and let's say I wanna add another one somewhere around here, right? So I can just click paste it right there, and it's gonna be on top. And now let's say I wanna change this image for something else, because let's say it's for some other type of you know, button or form, and then I'll be like register now. And again, you can change this too. If you don't want to use this form, you can use whatever you like. Design it however you want, as long as it's attached to this box, it's gonna work. Then we're gonna do it one more time. Here what I will do is I will just type as second name, I'm gonna do pop-up 2, and then that way you know which one it is. And then we're gonna copy this right here. I'm gonna put it right here at the top, and this is gonna be 1. So that way you know, and you're more organized, so that you don't get confused or lost. Now for this one, what we want to do is we're gonna be a little bit more creative. Again, you can do a button. So let's say somebody clicks this section right here which says offers offices in 4 locations, right? We're gonna change it. We're gonna type something like register now. Okay, so now we're gonna turn this into a button, and then so what we're gonna do is light it like that. You can even put a little bit of color. Again, you can turn anything. It doesn't necessarily need to be a button. You could literally turn anything into a button once you use this code. So what we're gonna do is, once we select register now, you're gonna name it register now button, and then we're gonna go here where it says on click, gonna add it. We're gonna delete this thing that we don't need, and then right here, this is your code. And now what you're gonna do is, again, you're gonna do money sign W parentheses, and then you're gonna add box, and then the name of this one is box 3, right? Now you can change the name of this whole box so you know what it is, or you can leave it as box 3 as long as you don't get confused. So in this case, let's just go change this one, and we're gonna name it box register, and then we're just gonna leave it like that. So we can copy this, type it right here, and then once you have it right there, all you gotta do is type show, sorry. So we're gonna do show, and then there you have it. Then the second one, this is called vector image 4, but here we name it something else, which it was we name it closing button 1. So with this one we can actually name it closing button 2. Okay, so this one we can name it closing button 2. And then again, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go on click, and then we're gonna add it. So we're gonna delete what we don't need here. And then right here, we're gonna start typing one more time. So this is gonna be money W parentheses. I'm gonna type the box register, and then we're gonna go outside the parentheses, type hide, and then enter. So now the last thing that you don't need to forget, that you can forget, is click on your box and make sure you click this option which says hidden, and then we're gonna do the same one for this one because we had it visible. We're gonna click on this box and we're gonna type hidden. This one we can send it on the back. There it is. So now we can preview, and we're gonna minimize this. Okay, so when you come again to your page, somebody clicks subscribe, there it is, and then they can subscribe and then they can close it. If you go down here, now you have this button that says register now. When you click on it, now you see the new pop-up, and then you can close it. So it's very easy, but this is the option where you click a button. Now if you want a Lightbox that will work on a time, right, after a certain time, then I'm gonna show you that in this next step. Okay, so now that you learn how to add a Lightbox without using the Wix app, and now let's say you wanna add some Lightbox as well, but with a timer, rather than having to click a button. Let's say you wanna, we're gonna move this here for now. We wanna add a Lightbox right here that's just gonna show up after a certain time that the user arrives into your website. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna create one box, and then we're gonna go here on box, and then we wanna make sure we use container box. Okay, so you can make this as big, or doesn't matter what size you need it. Also make sure you fix it on the mobile version. So we have our box right here. We're gonna turn it into white. So we're gonna make it a white color, and then I like to put something like a gray width, something like that. So let's say that's your new Lightbox, and this time we're gonna add a form. Okay, again, you can use it as you wish, but in this case we're just gonna use it as a form, and we can use some small form right here. So this is the one. So we attach our form right there, and then here we can name this something like join or learn more, whatever you want. Okay, so you have your box right here, you have the form inside. Again, make sure it gets attached to the box for this to work. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this, and we're gonna type just like this. We're gonna type name it pop-up with timer. So this is just gonna help you know what code is for what, so it's not confusing. Now what you want to do is just gonna do this small code. Make sure everything is lowercase. I'm gonna do W on ready, and then we're gonna add a function, and then once you have a function, go space, and then we're gonna click enter. So what we're gonna tell the system is we want the box to be hidden in the beginning and to appear after certain time. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do hashtag, and then the name of this box is box 3. I didn't change it this time, but if you change it, it's totally fine. Whatever the name of this box or container is, here you can see at the top. If you also click on the box or the container, the ID is gonna show up right here. So all you gotta type right here is box 3. Okay, and we want it to be hidden when we come to the website, right? We do this, and then we're gonna use the point. Now we're gonna go and set the timer. So say time out. Okay, and then we're gonna do this. We're gonna go equals, and we want it to be like this. We're gonna do money W, then we're gonna go here, gonna do box 3 one more time, and then I'm gonna go show, and then I'm gonna open this option right here, gonna do fade, and then once you do that, I'm gonna go over, type this option, space, I'm gonna go here, comma, and then now we want to put the space and we want to do the time. So how far do you want? This is in milliseconds, I believe. There's a 10,000. That's like almost a minute, or yeah, something like that. So let's do 1,000 milliseconds. So we're gonna go here. I'm gonna close it. Okay. So now we're gonna preview, and then as you can see, it was pretty fast. But now the only thing is you don't have an option to close it. It will just show up, right? So we want to make sure we add a button to close it. So again, all you got to do is minimize this, add a decorative, sorry, and then we're gonna add an icon, You can just say X. We can use, let's use this one. So we can make it smaller and attach it to the box. So once you do that, you want to go in the second line, select the vector. We're gonna name it closing button 3 or whatever you want to name it, and then we want to click on click. So we're gonna delete this right here, and literally what you're saying is this option right here. You just want to add this right here, which is after you click the button, you want it to hide the box. So you can just do something like this. You delete this part right here, and then you do money W. We want the box 3, right? We gotta change this. So box 3 to hide. So now let's try it. I'm gonna test this. It's right there. So once you click on close, it's gone. So as you can see, now you have that first light box, then you have this second light box, and then as we scroll down here, you have the third light box. So this is how you get around using the Wix application that only allows you to have one light box on a single page. You can have multiple, but they have to be on different pages. You can still use that one for what I just showed you, but in the event that you have multiple light boxes on your website, then this is how you can do it. So let me make this a little bigger. We're gonna go back to the editor. And again, hopefully it wasn't confusing, but the most important thing is whenever you're doing this this code is whenever you select an item, to make sure the name here matches what you have inside your code. Okay, and then for the timer pop-up, you don't need to have this option selected, only for the other ones. The other boxes that use a button, you do have to select the hidden option, because there's no code telling it to be hidden when the website is on, versus this one, you are telling the system to hide this box, right? So that's why it says the function is to hide the box number 3, but after a few milliseconds, then you want the box. Now you can change this if you want it to be longer. So for example, if I add another 0, watch what's gonna happen. It's gonna take longer to show up. So you have it there. Earlier it was right away. Now it's almost, I believe, like a minute. There you go, or 10 seconds. So after 10 seconds, it showed up, and I can just close it if I don't need it, if the person needs to fill out something there. But in this case, we can close it. So I hope this was helpful, and if you just start learning how to use this code for other things, you can do other stuff as well. But at least now you can see how to properly hide and show an item based on time or based on clicking a button. Thank you again, and I'm sorry I've been lacking on posting most videos. My commitment for this year is to be posting as many videos as possible every week. So I'm gonna be doing that, and I'm already recording. I'm setting up my studio. So wait for more content. I have actually surprise coming up, so stay tuned. And please, if you have questions, you need help, don't feel you know, like you're bothering. You can go to my website. I have it on the comments. Just go there and contact me, and I'll be very, very happy to help you. Have a wonderful 2022.